Some weeks in Salem explode because of one secret. But this week, the danger is different. Because from May 18th to May 22nd, Days of Our Lives is not giving us one simple turning point. It is giving us several emotional earthquakes at once. A legendary romance is being honored. A marriage may be pushed into heartbreak. So the real question is not just what happens next. The real question is, who in Salem can survive the truth once it finally comes out? The preview opens not with a threat, not with a betrayal, but with memory, and that choice feels very intentional. Steve and Kayla's flashbacks bring a softer, more emotional weight to the week. As Days of Our Lives honors nearly 40 years since Mary Beth Evans first stepped into the role of Kayla, the show is not simply celebrating an anniversary. It is reminding viewers why this love story still matters after all these years. Steve and Kayla are not powerful because their relationship has been perfect. They are powerful because it has been tested in almost every way Salem can imagine. Danger, separation, trauma, sacrifice, fear, loss. They have been pulled apart by circumstances, enemies, and time itself, yet something about their connection has always found a way back. That is what makes these flashbacks more than nostalgia. They are emotional evidence. They show a kind of love that did not survive because it was easy. It survived because both Steve and Kayla kept choosing it, even when life gave them every reason to give up. And that matters even more this week because Salem is full of relationships under pressure. While Steve and Kayla represent loyalty that has endured for decades, other characters are about to face the opposite side of love: suspicion, betrayal, insecurity, and painful choices. So this tribute may also work as a quiet contrast. Steve and Kayla remind viewers what lasting devotion looks like. But around them, Salem is asking a much darker question. When trust breaks, can love still survive? Paulina's announcement to Abe is one of the most emotionally complicated moments in the preview. She tells him she is moving out, and on the surface, it sounds like a dramatic decision. But underneath it, there may be something much deeper, not anger, but heartbreak. Not rejection, but fear. Lexi's return has changed the emotional balance of Abe's life in a way no one could have prepared for. For Abe, Lexi is not just someone from the past. She is a woman he loved, mourned, and built an entire history with. Her sudden presence does not erase Paulina, but it does reopen a part of Abe's heart that had been buried under years of grief. And Paulina may see that. She may see hesitation in Abe's eyes. She may hear uncertainty in his voice. She may sense that even if Abe loves her, he is now standing between two emotional realities: the life he has with Paulina and the life he thought he lost with Lexi. That is what makes Paulina's choice so painful. She may not be leaving because she wants to give up. She may be leaving because she refuses to stand in the middle of Abe's confusion. Paulina is proud, but she is also human. She does not want to compete with a love story that ended in tragedy and has suddenly returned in the flesh. For Abe, this could be devastating. If he wants Paulina to stay, words may not be enough. He will have to prove where his heart truly belongs. And that is the emotional trap of this storyline. No one has to be cruel. No one has to lie. Sometimes the most painful damage comes from love that arrives at the wrong time. Joy's situation with Chanel brings a quieter kind of tension, but it still carries real emotional stakes. Joy seems to want peace. She may want to apologize, repair the damage, and prove that she understands the pain connected to the past. But wanting forgiveness and being ready to receive it are two very different things. That is where Lonnie steps in. When Lonnie tells Joy that Chanel has a lot on her plate, it is not just a casual warning. It is a boundary. Chanel is already carrying emotional pressure from several directions: family drama, marriage complications, unresolved pain, and now the uncertainty surrounding Paulina, Abe, and Lexi. The timing could not be more fragile. Joy may believe that speaking up now is the honest thing to do. And maybe part of that is true. But Lonnie seems to understand something Joy may not want to hear. An apology can become selfish if it demands an immediate response from the person who was hurt. Chanel may not have the energy to comfort Joy. She may not be ready to listen. And she certainly may not be ready to offer forgiveness just because Joy finally wants relief from her guilt. That makes Lonnie's advice important. Give Chanel space. It sounds simple, but in Salem, that kind of restraint can be difficult. Characters often rush toward confrontation, confession, or emotional closure before anyone is actually ready. If Joy pushes too soon, she could reopen the wound instead of healing it. So this storyline may not be about a huge public explosion. It may be about emotional timing. Joy wants to fix the past. But Chanel may need room to breathe before she decides whether that past deserves a second chance. Jack showing up at Gwen's hotel suite may seem like a smaller moment compared to the bigger chaos happening in Salem, but emotionally, this visit could carry serious weight. With Jack and Gwen, every conversation comes with history attached. Their relationship has never been simple. It has been shaped by abandonment, anger, disappointment, guilt, and a desperate need for acceptance that neither of them has ever fully resolved. Gwen may pretend she is prepared for Jack's visit, but the moment he appears at her door, old defenses are likely to rise immediately. The question is not just why Jack is there. The question is what his presence brings out in Gwen. Is he coming with concern? An apology? A warning? Or does he need something from her? Gwen has learned the hard way that family can be both comforting and painful, especially when the person standing in front of her represents everything she once wanted and everything she felt denied. That is why this scene could be quietly powerful. Jack may believe he is opening a door to conversation, but for Gwen, that door may lead straight back to wounds she has spent years trying to cover. She may want connection, but trust is another matter entirely. And if Jack says the wrong thing, even with good intentions, this visit could quickly shift from reunion to confrontation. In Salem, family rarely arrives empty-handed. Sometimes they bring love, sometimes they bring answers, and sometimes they bring the past back with them. Gabby's secret finally reaching Philip may become one of the most explosive emotional breaks of the week. For months, Gabby has been hiding the truth about her alliance with Tony DiMera and her part in destroying the Titan-DiMera merger. Now that the confession appears to come out, Philip is not simply learning that a business deal was sabotaged. He is learning that the woman he trusted may have been working against him from the inside. That is what makes his reaction so fierce. Philip is a Kuriakis. Pride matters to him, loyalty matters, control matters. And Gabby's deception strikes at all three. She was not some distant enemy across the boardroom. She was in his life, in his home, and in his heart while quietly sitting on a secret that could humiliate him professionally and personally. So when Philip tells her he is done, it does not sound like a temporary argument. It sounds like a door slamming shut. His order for Gabby to pack her things and leave the Kuriakis mansion is more than a breakup. It is a public rejection of everything he now believes their relationship was built on. To Philip, love may suddenly look like manipulation. Every sweet moment may now feel calculated. Every promise may feel contaminated by the truth. But Gabby is not the kind of woman who disappears quietly after being thrown out. That is where the danger begins. She may be heartbroken, but she is also strategic. If Philip pushes her away with anger and humiliation, he may not just end the romance. He may awaken the version of Gabby that fights back when she feels cornered. And that could make this breakup far more dangerous than Philip realizes. Because once Gabby loses love, security, and status all at once, she may decide she has nothing left to protect, except revenge. Kristen's scene with Xander brings the preview into much darker territory. She does not just want help. She wants action. And if the spoilers are pointing where they seem to be pointing, Kristen is trying to convince Xander to take deadly action against EJ DiMera. That alone is dangerous enough. But the kiss in the promo makes the moment even more calculated. Kristen knows how to use temptation. She knows how to blur the line between desire and manipulation. With Xander, she may see a man who has spent years trying to escape his worst instincts, but who still has the kind of history she can exploit. She is not choosing him by accident. Xander has a violent past. He has made ruthless choices. He understands what it means to be used as a weapon. And Kristen may believe that if she offers the right mix of seduction, pressure, and promise, she can convince him to become that weapon again. But that is exactly why this storyline feels tense. Xander is not standing in the same place he once was. He has more to lose now. His future, his family ties, his chance at stability, and his connection to Victoria all make this decision far more complicated than a simple yes or no. If he agrees, he risks throwing away every bit of progress he has made. If he refuses, he risks becoming Kristen's next problem. And with Kristen, being seen as an obstacle can be almost as dangerous as being her target. This is not just a seduction scene. It is a test of who Xander really is now. Is he still the man Kristen believes she can control? Or has he changed enough to recognize that helping her could destroy him? Because in Salem, one kiss from a DiMera is rarely just a kiss. Sometimes it is a trap. So this week, Days of Our Lives is setting up a powerful mix of emotion, nostalgia, betrayal, and danger. Steve and Kayla remind us what lasting love can survive. Paulina may sacrifice her own happiness because of Lexi's return. Joy has to learn that forgiveness cannot be forced. Jack and Gwen may reopen old family wounds. Gabby's betrayal may cost her Philip for good. And Kristen's proposal could push Xander toward a decision with consequences no one can easily undo. By the end of the week, Salem may look very different. Because some secrets do not just come out. They choose a victim. And this time, Gabby, Paulina, Xander, and even Abe may all be standing directly in the blast zone. What do you think? Is Philip really finished with Gabby? Or will this breakup only make her more dangerous? And will Xander reject Kristen's deadly offer? Or is he about to make the worst mistake of his life? Let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more Days of Our Lives spoilers and updates.